This video is a continuation of last week's video where I started to rank every single Disney attraction. If you haven't seen that video, I would recommend you go back and watch it. Anyways, let the video begin. It's Tough to Be a Bug. F tier. This show also traumatized me when I was a kid. Even now I still think it's horrifying. And last I knew, Bug's Life wasn't a horror movie, so why did they make this so freaking scary? Na'vi River Journey. B tier. This ride is solid, but it feels short. If this ride was like a minute and a half longer, it would have been way better. Flight of Passage. A tier. This ride is Soarin' on steroids. My mom always says that there's a weird smell in this ride and it gives her a headache, but I can barely smell, so I wouldn't know. Also, the guy in the pre-show says way too much. Festival of the Lion King. A tier. This show is really cool. Specifically, the part where the guy twirls the fire sticks. I have no clue how he does it, but it's really impressive. Kilimanjaro Safaris. A tier. This ride is like going to the zoo, but in a Jeep. Kali River Rapids. D tier. This ride is a massive disappointment. See, the first time I rode on this, my Meemaw got absolutely soaked. So I went on it again, expecting to get soaked, and I left the ride completely dry. This ride had one job, and it failed. Expedition Everest. S tier. This is the third best roller coaster in Disney World. The only problem with it is that the Yeti hasn't worked for like a decade, or probably more. So instead they put strobe lights around it and now it's the Disco Yeti! Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. A tier. This show is hilarious. There's a thing in the show where you can send jokes, and every time, without fail, they always pick my brothers and never me. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. B tier. You know how I said that I suck at Midway Mania? Well, I also suck at this ride too, and my brother maxes out the score every single freaking time! People Mover. A tier. This ride is great. There's one part where vehicles cross each other, and we used to be able to high-five people in the other vehicle, but not anymore.
Attention all visitors from Galaxy M31. Please keep forward-facing tentacles clear of oncoming vehicles.
Curse you, Disney. Astro Orbiter. B tier. There's gonna be like 3 of these types of rides coming up, but Astro Orbiter is the best one because it's higher than all the other ones. Carousel of Progress. A tier. This ride, sorry, not a ride, a show, what am I talking about? Is really good, but it's kind of falling apart. It needs a refurbishment badly. Space Mountain. S tier. This ride is really fun. All the lights being off is the reason that this ride is as good as it is. If the lights were on, it would not be anywhere near as good. Tron Light Cycle Run. A tier. This ride is kind of a disappointment. It took almost 6 years from the time it was announced to the time it opened. A kid born when this ride was announced could have ridden it when it came out. And with that long of a wait, there was a ton of anticipation that it didn't live up to. Now the ride is really cool, but it's so freaking short. Tomorrowland Speedway. D tier. This ride isn't that good, but when you're a kid, this ride is amazing. Teacups. B tier. This ride is just spinning, which is fun unless you get motion sickness. But I don't, so. Dumbo the Flying Elephant. C tier. This ride's a worse version of Astro Orbiter. Barnstormer. B tier. This is the worst roller coaster in Disney World, but it's still a fun ride. It also was the first roller coaster I ever rode. Okay, I just moved where I'm recording this because I swear I just heard something breathe behind me. So if the audio is worse from here on out, that's why. But anyway, Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. Jeez, I thought I was done with the long names. B tier. I don't think I've ever been on this ride when everything worked. But at least the Ursula isn't horrifying to look at. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. A tier. This ride is really good, but it could have been a bit longer. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. B tier. This ride is good. There is a part where it looks like Winnie the Pooh is dying, and that's all there is to talk about this ride. Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. C tier. It's just a carousel. There's nothing else to mention here. Peter Pan's Flight. B tier. This ride gets stupidly long waits for what you're actually getting. Also, you see this volcano? One time when I went on this ride, I reached out and touched it. So whenever you go on this ride, I want you to remember, I touched that volcano. Okay, I'm realizing how weird that sounds. It's a Small World. C tier. This ride is just like the same song over and 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 Haunted Mansion. Okay. Look, this is gonna be my most controversial opinion in this video. Anyway, D tier. I know that this is one of the most beloved rides in Disney World, but I have never understood the appeal. Hall of Presidents. A tier. This show is the official attraction of America. Every single president is here, which, if this actually ever happened, this would be extremely awkward. Country Bear Jamboree. Now, I haven't been there since it got refurbished, so I can only rank how it was before that. And with that being the case, A tier. This show was hilarious, and Big Al is the greatest character to ever be in a Disney attraction. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. A tier. This ride is great. I really don't have anything else to say other than that. Well, actually, there's a random goat in the ride. For some reason. I have no clue why, but there... Tiana's Bayou Adventure. S tier. Now, before the comments crucify me, I think that Splash Mountain was a bit better. I did think parts of the ride were worse, but I also thought that some parts were better. Overall, I think that it lived up to how good Splash Mountain was. Pirates of the Caribbean. S tier. This ride is really cool. It also went on to inspire some of my favorite movies. Not the fourth one, though. That one sucks. Enchanted Tiki Room. B tier. Me and my little brother, I think, are the only people in my family who like this show. Magic Carpets of Aladdin. C tier. For some reason, this is the only Disney attraction themed to Aladdin, which stinks because it's not that good. Also, this is the worst one of like the air spinny attractions. I don't know what to call them. Jungle Cruise. B tier. The only reason this ride is popular is because of how many puns these people make. I mean, these are the people who, if someone died from electricity, they would go, "Oh wow, that's shocking!" Happily Ever After. B tier. This show is really cool, but I'm never making a big deal about seeing it when I go to Disney World. Hi. Future me here. Turns out, I finished recording the entire video and forgot one show in Animal Kingdom. That being the Finding Nemo show thing. I forgot what it was called. Anyway, B tier. It's just the movie except they sing. Well, anyways, that's the ranking. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have any ideas for what I should rank next, leave it in the comments below. Later.